What's up, bro? Super chilling. Alright guys, I'm here in Damariscotta on Farm Lane and we're primering some plaster walls, 18-inch roller on my water, Omar 400. About to get ready to start this room. Gonna prime the ceiling, prime the walls, back roll everything, do it in sections. We got everything else covered up. All the windows are masked. The AC unit is masked up as well. So this is how we're looking now before we get started. We're closing this. A little bit more tape on those two hinges and then we'll be ready for a spray. I'm gonna have a light on the gun so you'll be able to see everything, but this is how we're looking. I got this section done in here, ceiling, walls, etc. This as well. This has been first coated in primer and back rolled. All in this hallway, this room here, and to the bathroom. We also did that. Sorry for the low light. We're gonna get started in here. So this roof rack actually is working. Locks with a key. I got a little giant on there today. They're gonna be doing some sanding. It's not a fest tool, but it's an electric sander. Got the 4-foot, 8-foot pole extension. I'll show you what I got primed yesterday. This is how it's looking after it dried. The first coat of primer, ceilings and walls, everything downstairs. We didn't touch the staircase yet. Just all these rooms. All this was done yesterday. We didn't touch anything on the floors either. Just ceilings and walls. We didn't touch that room. This is where I ended it yesterday. It's dried pretty good. So today we'll either be sanding and first coating down here or priming upstairs. Alright, this is how it's looking now. Ceiling's been primed. I'm gonna come through and sand it down once it dries and then get into the top coat. Now I'm gonna work my way on these walls all around. Now we're gonna get into the walls. Ceiling's all done. Get into the part, same time. Get into this now. Alright, this is the upstairs portion. We're going to be spraying all the ceilings, that center beam, the walls, also the mask, windows. All this will be in this first coat of primer, and then we'll be getting into our first coat of top coat. We got to mask off a few more things, such as this and that hood. The windows have to be masked as well. All this has to be covered up with plastic and consolidated in the middle. This is the living area that's closed. Then we got bathroom. Bedroom, AC units masked off, windows are masked off, so this room is pretty much ready to go. Throw in some blue tape on those spots right there and move some stuff out. Same deal in this room, just consolidate, move stuff out, cover it. That's how we're looking. Alright, got our airless sprayer. I was gonna start with primer, but we're running kind of low on Promar. I'm kind of at the bottom and the sprayer loads up a good amount before you can even spray it between the purge and everything. So we may have to go grab another 5-gallon bucket or see what's at the hanger. But we do have the top coat right here. We'll be using Emerald interior acrylic latex, Chantilly lace, of course. All right, now we're getting ready to do our primer upstairs. We got our sprayer loaded up. We're gonna be starting on the center beam and then working our way from the ceiling to the walls. Everything's all masked up, ready to go. Got our extension pole, 6 to 12 foot. That's how we're looking now. This is just the sanded plaster. We'll be working our way down. This door is gonna get masked. We'll be doing all these rooms up here. So I'll give you an update when it's done. So because the front door is right here, I'm gonna roll this section out and not even risk any overspray going down. We got a fan running, but I don't want any overspray getting in the fan, nor do I want it to get on that door. So I'm just gonna roll this section all the way out. This has already been sprayed, the ceiling up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit these walls all the way around. I did the back side of this to go all the way around. This section has been completed all the way to the middle. So we'll be doing the same ceiling, wall, and then we'll be getting out of here. Everything else is done. I could have used an extension, but I'm chilling. All right, we're back on Farm Lane. This is an update of how it's looking. We got our ceiling completed. I just finished this section yesterday. Last night around 6 o'clock. We're gonna hang these lights back up. I did another coat on the ceiling. They got some furniture. Well, they got cabinets, stove, refrigerator, etc. Set up and covered yesterday. We're gonna be prepping out this area, a little sanding, and then top coat for the cabinet. Same deal over yonder in this area. Next after that, I'm assuming we'll be doing some small hole repair and caulking on all the trim. Maybe a little bit of red putty where these sections don't join as much, but these gotta be knocked in. All the trim all the way around, upstairs, all the way through. Making progress back on Farm Lane. Gonna be doing some caulking, small hole repair. Gonna be banging in these nails that are protruding through. I'll set a time lapse. All right, in this segment, carpenters have gotten the door trim in, bathroom, bedroom, this bedroom here, trim boards all around, doing small hole repair, caulking trim. I believe this section is prepped and ready for paint. All the trim been caulked. Just working this way. One of the bedrooms doesn't have trim in it. Yeah, this west bedroom doesn't, but the east does. Closets, I don't know why there's tape all around it. This is what I'm working on. Just gonna sand all this wood filler, caulk, get it right. Now I'm about to do a coat on this section over here. Use the 4-inch roller. Go ahead and get this done before we do the ceiling. That way that's taken care of. Now we're gonna work our way from here over. All right, we finished rolling out our ceiling. This is how it's looking on this side. Now we're gonna hop downstairs and finish the front door section. All right, we're back on Farm Lane. Been doing some prep in the closets. They gotten these walls in, the shelves up, these two small cubby shelves. Caulking, sanding, and small hole filling the trim. I just laid down this yellow tape, mask everything off. Went ahead and caulked, small hole repaired, and puttied everything on the door frame to make everything uniform and appear as one. Filled in all the gaps that were in between all this. This is how it looks when it's completely prepped. Every step taken, followed, and done. Went ahead and binned our bare wooden wall. Put bin on all our trim, on our smaller cubby steps, and up here as well. Small hole repair, red glazing putty. On this trim set, same thing in the small window. So this is pretty much ready for spray. Go ahead and mask this off a little bit more on the inside. Went ahead and put bin on here, and this top and bottom, caulked the top and bottom all around. We didn't skip any steps. We're getting our trim board piece installed back there tomorrow. That's why I stopped the prep here. So once that's installed, fill the nail holes, caulk it. I'll set a time lapse, finish this one up. This is in its earlier stages, as you can see. This is what it looks like before we did any prep, just bare wood. Go ahead and get small hole repair on them holes, bin it and sand it. All right, we got our prep work completed in both of our closets. We went ahead and masked our floors up. We caulked all our trim boards. We caulked all around these cubby shelves, all underneath this top shelf as well, caulking all around. Then we applied our bin, finished with a coat of bin up top. Then we went ahead and sanded everything. So this is ready for top coat. Same deal in this closet. Masked the floors, caulked all the trim above and below all the cubbies. Went ahead and did our top shelf and bin, sanded everything. Masked off our metal hanger for the clothing. That's how we're looking. Also did the exterior of the trim around the closet. We did a coat of bin on all that, caulking, small hole filler. Same deal down here. We went ahead and did bin, coat of primer. Finished it over here. Taped the floors, caulking, bin, small hole repair. So this is ready for spray. Our doors are already primed. We'll go ahead and get the plastic off of that. But we'll be spraying the doors along with doing the trim, all one piece together. So I'll give you an update when that's done. Now we're working our way into the hallway, doing the same thing with the trim on all the doors. This east bedroom, the bathroom, this closet trim door, and our west bedroom trim door. Caulking, a little bit of sanding. We'll go ahead and sand our walls while we're here. This has been completed, those two as well. Work our way down. We're gonna be doing a coat on this wall, the ceiling up to this line, and straight down to downstairs. And that's what we'll be completing today with. We'll go ahead and get our trim primed up with some bin shallot, get some small hole repaired in the corners, mask off the floor, and make sure we don't get anything on the door. Back on Farm Lane, day 7. We're in the second bedroom, the west bedroom. Small hole repair. Got the floor masked all up. Small hole repair and all the trim. We'll be doing caulking as well. Same deal in the closets. They'll be doing bin primer, shallot. Clean up afterwards. Go ahead and score these out with a scoring knife to get it nice and tight for when we spray. Caulking in all these corners, keeping our corners sharp. This is wood filler, that's not small hole repair. Be masking this up too, yellow tape section in the middle also. Our door hinges gotta get covered. All right, we're filling this small gap on this center post beam at the top, pretty much about to the middle right now. Was gonna do small hole repair, but caulking it is actually doing the job pretty well, and we don't have to do much prep after. Just make sure it's smooth, and there you go. YouTube, what's good? All right, so we're back on Farm Lane. I got the bathroom floor all mashed up, as you can see, all around the doors, all around the tile, down around the bottom. We can roll out our walls and get ready to do a full prep on the trim. Got a little bit of putty, but everything else is pretty much just raw wood. So we're gonna be caulking in all these tight areas right here, as such up under here, sealing that up, making it look like one. We got our door hinges already covered. This one as well. And this one down the bottom, all three are covered. There's a plastic on the door, so we don't have to worry about that right now. We'll figure out if we're spraying these the same color as the trim. We did some red putty on the outside, so all our trim is ready to be sprayed. I want to roll out our walls in the bathroom. Going ahead and mask around these light fixtures. Cover this window up with some plastic, maybe tape around this hinge right here. Then we'll be doing our second coat on our bathroom walls. We don't have to worry too much about the shower. We'll just cut in along the tiles. We'll sand all this small hole repair down. This is how we're looking now before we roll the walls out. Our ceiling's already completed, so we don't have to worry about that. There's just one small area here and everything else is good as far as the ceiling goes. Full prep on the wood, caulking, cutting the shim back a little bit, put some filler in there, bin primer, cover these hinges. There'll be a full prep to the spray. When we come out here, everything else is masked off and ready for spray. Trim along this door, trim along this wall has been completely prepped. We'll put some plastic or paper over that heater. Everything out here is covered. This section will be getting the second coat today. There's no need for a sprayer. The ceiling is done. This vaulted ceiling. Went ahead and ran a bead of caulk on each side on the center beam. We'll roll these walls out after we do trim. This is another section of the trim that will be getting sprayed all the way down. We'll cover this up. Do this trim right here. Probably mask along the ceiling. Come down, cover that with plastic. Trim continues all the way down to this side. Trim stops right in here, up against the cabinet that we resprayed, and then connects the stairs. We'll be priming the front door and then sanding that. Just pretty much masked up everything I need to get masked. I don't need to go extra and cover the whole shower. We're gonna sand this putty down and then get our second coat on the walls, as well as take care of this raw door casing, which needs caulking, putty sanded down, hole filler, priming, sanding again. We got our door hinges covered up. We're gonna go ahead and bin it out, sand it down so it's ready for spray. Our floor is covered up. Everything over here is getting rolled out, so we didn't have to go too crazy on the prep. Everything's got a first coat on it. Couple putty spots. Took care of all the caulking that needed to get done in these corners and such. So we're gonna go ahead and roll this out. Second coat, ceiling's already done. I don't see anything that needs a touch up except for over here. So that's about it. So I'll set a time lapse and get this going. All right, welcome back to Farm Lane. We're making a lot of progress. Just finished doing some primer on our stair risers. I'm gonna go ahead and sand that down with a fine finish so we can get ready to spray it. We've been doing a lot of masking and prepping. Got all the trim ready to be sprayed. All the prep work, all the outlets are covered, windows are covered. All the heat vents have been masked up. This window section here for the back door has been masked up as well. So we can go ahead and spray the trim all the way around. It'll be a clean finish. It'll just be a clean finish. All our trim upstairs is ready. There's no trim in this section. This is our kitchen area, so that's fine. Head down our hallway. Starting another project. We're going to be doing these railings here, balusters, spindles, everything. All this will be black, and I believe down the bottom in this section here will be white. So it'll meet in the middle, and all this will be black, and then from here down will be white. So we're just doing some spot glazing. We're back to the trim. This is how our hallway trim is looking. It's all ready for spray. We got our door hinges masked up. Our doors are covered in plastic, so they won't get any overspray or anything such. No trim in the bathroom. Our east and west bedrooms have both been masked identically. Heater vents, all the trim has been sprayed. We'll move these miscellaneous items when we spray inside the window. Same deal here. Both closets had a full prep from when the carpenters installed all the wood. So we went ahead and binned this new wall install. We did bin all up here, puttying, sanding, caulking, masking, you name it, the whole nine to get it ready for a fine finish. Same thing, doors are covered in plastic, so you don't gotta worry about the overspray. Twin closets. We come into our west bedroom, the same thing, masked off exactly the same. Closets, same prep work, both identical. So we're getting ready to get this trim all sprayed up. Once the trim is sprayed, we'll be sanding the walls where we sprayed all our trim. We'll be doing around this front door section as well. We're gonna get this all masked and covered up nice and tight because this is fir wood, so you don't want to get anything at all on there. We'll be spraying this trim door casing all around, and then everything goes downstairs. Now this is what it looks like before I touched anything upstairs. This is how it looked when it was raw, newly installed. No caulking, no hole filler, newly installed pieces that we have to do a bunch of work on. Heading all the way back to our bathroom. Trim runs along down behind the toilet. Have our window, gonna need caulking, a lot of prep to get everything nice and smooth. As you can see, sanding, caulking, little hole filler, masking the shower area off. This is a new spackle, it's gotta be sanded and smoothed out. Our door is covered with plastic, so we don't gotta worry about that. Masking up all our door hinges, hole filler, putty, red spot glazing, putty, caulking, all the new raw wood. To get it nice and uniform and look like one piece, covering all the electrical outlets. We'll do something about this. Mask around here, get that nice and covered up. More trim in this corner and behind the sink. We'll mask up the sink area, cover that all up, and work our way out as far as the trim goes. So we got enough of it for sure. This is a whole new entire project in itself. No caulking, filling up large gaps, powerhouse, covering our smoke detectors from overspray. We'll be coming in spraying and such. This will be tricky to get into with this small piece of wall right here. I don't know why they did that, but this is where the professionals come in to play. As you can see, same deal in here. This is our final room. Got one more room over here. Newly installed pieces, we gotta get them all covered up, all prepped. Newly installed pieces, we gotta get them all prepped up. I know you guys remember when I sprayed down here, that was just primer and first coat, and then they installed the trim afterwards. And we'll finish it off in this room. All trim. Some of the holes have been filled in, but we got a lot of caulking and priming and covering door hinges and such. Outlets, trim board needs to be all puttied and sanded and binned and sanded and caulked. We got a lot of work, so this is just an update of what we got going on. This is basically upstairs part 2, just downstairs. Covering vents as well. Also, our big room. Just a lot of new installs for the trim, a lot of puttying, sanding, caulking, and benchalic primer. We'll also be masking this floor off, covering all this, so no paint or overspray gets on it. A lot of these tools and such won't be in here. That way we have easy access to all the trim all the way around the room. This will be interesting to mask up.